Hey guys, it's Tessa. So today's video is about something very scary. Essentially, my husband and I, me really, have decided that I am going to go on a yarn buy ban, which sounds awful. However, I have too much yarn that I need to use before I can buy more. I know you guys usually see in my videos this wall behind me. There's an entire shelf that you can kind of see, and there's more yarn stacked on top of that. I also have what I call the forbidden corner, which is here that you can only kind of see, but it goes up into this corner of the wall, full of yarn, projects, miscellaneous. It's got fabric for future projects, it's got yarn for future sections of my cubbies. I have too much yarn. I am gonna go on a yarn buy ban for about 90% of 2026. There are 3 stipulations to this buy ban, one of which being any custom orders I get where I need to purchase more yarn for, or to like restock a product. I also have the stipulation of if I get through enough of my yarn, then I can buy more. And by enough, we really mean like each cubby's like half full at that point. Then I can buy more, and that ban will be lifted. And then my third and probably favorite stipulation on the buy ban is Lambtown for 2026. If you don't know what that is, it is a fiber festival here in California. It's located in Dixon. And I'm now making an annual thing where my husband and I go and do it because I loved it there, and he just loves to hang out with me when I go to places I like. We usually go somewhere for him either the same day or a couple days after to kind of make it even almost. But those are my 3 stipulations of my buy ban. This is a self-imposed buy ban, but I am not happy about it. I'm not like mad about it or anything. It's just like it's the it's the anarchist in me that just now wants to go buy even more yarn, because I know by the end of this year I will not be able to buy any yarn, which will be very fun. I know I have plenty of yarn. I have plenty of yarn for plenty of projects. If you go check out my Make 9 video, I think it's called something like 9+ projects for 2026, or that I'm gonna make in 2026 or make this year, something like that. I'll pin it here, but if you go check that out, you will kind of get a little bit more of an understanding on just how much yarn I do have. For example, like this brown yarn I'm currently working on a cardigan for is from the brown and green cardigan that I've been working on in the last handful of videos. I'm still working on the Daft Days cardigan, but it's almost done. I'm almost completed with the first sleeve. I think I just have like 2 more repeats and then the cuff, so that's fun, of the first sleeve, and then I can do the second sleeve, and then I can do the second half of the button band and the collar, and then it's done. And I don't have to look at it anymore. It doesn't have to exist or be near me anymore. Any of that. I don't have to do it. Yeah, so I am on this buy ban, and I'm gonna try really hard to abide by it first of all, just because I do agree that I have too much yarn. Oh, I also have more yarn than you can see. I have an entire extra like medium-sized bin in our closet that has more yarn in it that I haven't looked at since we moved in here because I didn't have space for it when we moved in here. I think I also have some extra yarn in our bedroom, like a skein or 2 just somewhere in our bedroom. I have what's mostly left of most of like a 5-pound box of stuffing, which doesn't fit out here. Let's see. Oh, I've got an entire bin in front of me of all my cotton yarn. Okay, like I have too much yarn. I need to burn through it. I need to use it. I need to get through it, which means you guys need to buy stuff from my shop. I'm just kidding. Don't do that just because I said that. But if you wouldn't mind checking out gibbshandmadegoods.com or looking at the website below in my caption, that would be great, honestly. I'm really hoping I can get this business to take off. Most of my profit is going to go towards taking care of Gibby. He doesn't have any primary medical issues right now other than arthritis. However, he does have a history of seizures, which in older dogs can return, which really scares me, but when he had them previously, it was only once every few months. Not to get all serious suddenly, but you know, Gibby is basically my child, and I mean that to the fullest of its ability. We're going, my husband and I are going on a date night tomorrow, and Gibby's going to daycare, okay? Because he can't be left home alone because he's a toddler and we'll get into everything, or just try to sneak out. So basically all my profit from my business goes towards Gibby or Gibby related stuff, because he's my guy. He just had his 10th birthday recently. I'll insert my little video here of his little cake and his new favorite toy. One of our friends gave us the toy. It's a flying squirrel, and it crinkles instead of like honks. Like there's a honk, squeak, and crinkle toys, okay? Work with me here. Walk with me, I mean. A lot of cat toys have the crinkle, and Gibby loves the crinkle. He loves it so much, but I can't trust him with like the little crinkle balls because he'll try to like actually eat it and swallow it, and that freaks me out. So our friend got him this flying squirrel, also got him a box of treats. We got him a little doggy safe cake for his birthday, and he had a great time. He turned 10 on November 27th. However, we had his party on the 23rd. No, whatever last Saturday was, the 21st, 19th, I don't know. Whatever last Saturday was, not the Saturday of Thanksgiving, the one before Thanksgiving. That's when we had his party. And it was great. But yeah, older dogs tend to have any like seizures. If they have a previous history of them, they can return when they get older. Gibby's not an old man yet. Be nice. But did turn 10, so I am kind of like preparing a little bit for the future with him. Additionally, with that means I have to stop buying fucking yarn, dude. It's real talk. Whenever I go to Michael's or any place that sells yarn, I buy at least 2 to 3 skeins every time I go. I've kind of been talking about going on like a buy ban for like half of this year, because I went with my bestie to Michael's one time. I had a $10 voucher and a $10 off coupon, okay? I paid $2 for 3 skeins of Lion Brand Heartland, which I think are all like $7 a piece, $8 a piece. I paid $2 and change for 3 skeins of this, okay? I'm balling over here. Ew, cut that. No, I'm killing it though. Like, I only really go when I have deals and stuff, but like it doesn't matter if I have deals or vouchers or whatever if I don't have the space. So I need to stop buying yarn. I can go to Michael's and not buy yarn and it'd be okay. Don't love that idea, but I could do it. But yeah, I just have so much yarn at this point that I'm also starting to feel like detached is not the right word, but like I'm starting to get like upset having this much yarn, because I feel like there's no way for me to actually get through it all, which I don't think is entirely true. Like, I think I could get through all of this yarn in the next like 2 years. I could get through every single piece of yarn I have with no real problems or struggles. It's just also a thing of like, I'm very much a maximalist type of person, and it's kind of a bad personality trait of mine because I just like having stuff, specifically yarn, fabric, and like just crafting things in general. But yeah, so this year's buy ban, like I mentioned, has those 3 stipulations. Regardless of how much yarn I get through by the next Lambtown, which is in October, I'm still allowed to buy yarn at Lambtown. We made that agreement as well, because I would hate to go to Lambtown and not buy any yarn. I'm pretty sure by that point I'll get through a lot of this yarn. I think one of the big things that did me in this year was the Halloween market prep yarn I bought, because that was a bunch of Heartland, a bunch of Liz Sugar and Cream cotton, all of that. I think the other thing that like did me in technically was all of the yarn I purchased for my birthday. It was like $500 worth of yarn. It's this Drops Baby Merino, it was Drops Daisy, it was Drops Kid Silk, it was Drops Flora, it was some Malabrigo, some cotton yarn. Like I spent like $500 on like 50 skeins of yarn. More than that probably. None of these were more than $5 a piece, and I spent like $500 on it. No, I didn't spend $500 on that. I spent the $500 on Halloween market yarn. Let me check. I have the invoice here. It's $230 on all of the birthday yarn this year, and it totaled out to 83 balls of yarn. So that's something. And I still have a ton of that left because I was attempting to use it for the green and brown cardigan, but that didn't work out. That's actually the same brown yarn. I just wound all 4 skeins into one massive cake to make my life easier. And it's not even that big because it's fingering weight yarn. But yeah, so I've barely made a dent in that yarn. I've barely made a dent in the yarn I've just purchased over the year in general. And I've barely made a dent in any of the yarn I purchased for the Halloween market. So I'm dying. Really, this is just, again, for me to become better at managing my maximalism and my need for things. I'm hoping this will also help me expand some of my creativity into using the yarn I have for like stash bushing projects and things like that. I think I already have like 6 or 7 stash bushing projects planned that I'm gonna work on this year, so that's cool. Let alone any other ones I end up thinking of before this coming year ends. But yeah, so that is gonna be that on this video. If you want to stick around for all of the yarn I have and all of the projects I'm gonna make and all of that, please subscribe. If you have any ideas on what I should spend all of my yarn on here behind me, let me know some ideas below. I would love to make things. And that's gonna be all for this video, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.